Hello, BookTube world. This is Johnny. I thought I'd make a video, even though one of our neighbors down the street is sawing up a tree. Today I was sitting here at the dining room table reading this afternoon, and I heard this huge cracking noise, like a tree branch was breaking off. So I got up from the chair and I went outside. I walked around our house. I looked at our neighbors and I didn't see anything. But this evening, when Carol got up to get ready for work, before she left, she took Rudy, our dog, around the block. And just around the block, a huge branch cracked off one of our neighbors' trees and right into their driveway leading into their garage. And right now, I can hear them with a chainsaw trying to chop the thing up. But, so I wasn't going to make a video. I thought all the noise, but then I thought, hey, I have music in the background. And so, yeah, this is reality. Reality is chainsaws, death metal, just the sounds of reality. Today is June the 23rd. It is a Friday night here in West Michigan. It is 9:40. And I'm just sitting here going to make a video. I thought about showing the books that I got at thrift stores lately. When I go out, like today I had to go, no, did I have to go somewhere? All I know was I went to a local thrift store because I saw a book there yesterday, and I thought I had seen it on BookTube. It was a fantasy book. Maybe I'll show it in the future. So I went there. It's just a couple blocks from where we live, Bibles to Mexico thrift store. And when I was there, I found some other books. And then I went to Action House, which is just a couple blocks down, and I didn't see anything. But I'll show those thrift store books, used books, tomorrow night, Lord willing. I thought I'd just show you what I've been reading the last couple of days. As far as in my diary on today's June the 23rd, I ended on page 564. So tomorrow on June the 24th, I'll be on page 565 tomorrow morning. Next Saturday, well tomorrow, usually I volunteer at the library used bookstore, the Book Nook tomorrow, but the library is closed because they're having a big celebration, a big activity event at a local city park. So tomorrow I don't go to the Book Nook. I have the whole day just to be here, writing in my diary, writing in the morning, writing in the late morning, writing at noon, writing at 2 o'clock. Usually around 3 o'clock, as I've said, I stop writing. Now sometimes at night, if I'm by myself and I'm reading something and I want to take notes, I'll write something in my diary. Tonight, my wife went back to work. She works the next 4 nights. Well, she works tonight from 8 until 4 o'clock in the morning. So, anyway, so what I've been reading? Well, in the mornings, I've still been reading William Perkins, Volume 4, reading his exposition on Jude. And I've been reading on what verse was I? I think on verse 12 of Jude. Let me see, I'm going to look at it here. Jude, Jude is, after Jude is what? I've been saying it, the revelation of St. John the Divine. I'm on I'm on verse 12 of Jude. Now remember, there's only 25 verses in Jude. It's just one short little epistle. These are spots in your feast of charity when they feast with you, feeding themselves without fear. He's describing here false teachers, false prophets. Clouds they are without water, carried about of winds. Trees whose fruit withered, without fruit, twice dead, plucked up by the roots. So I was reading that this morning. William Perkins, his exposition on that verse. Still reading with great, really enjoying this book. Spiritual Brotherhood, Cambridge Puritans, and the Nature of Christian Piety. I'm reading the chapter on William Perkins. In this book, he looks at the spirituality of William Perkins, the English Puritan Paul Baines, Richard Sibbes. I've shown you in the past. I have the works of Richard Sibbes. This is John Preston, it's a chapter on John Preston. I have a couple of his books in our library. So he looks at the nature of Christian piety among the Cambridge Puritans. This is by Paul R. Schaefer Jr. Really enjoying this. And besides that, what have I been reading? Well, I mentioned at the Friends of the Library Used book sale, I picked up a biography of Samuel Pepys, The Unequalled Self by Clara Tomalin. And I know I start reading it because I have, in our library, I have the shorter Samuel Pepys Penguin edition. And then I have this complete set. Well, there's some editing in this set, which was published. This is, see, it's really a nice edition. It has illustrated. See, you open it up, and it has these illustrations in it. Oh, let me see here. Like it has illustrations. This set came out. It's by the Heritage Press. Came out in 1942. The Diary of Samuel Pepys, transcribed by the Reverend Mynors Bright from the Shorthand Manuscript in the Pepysian Library at Magdalene College, Cambridge. Edited with additions by Henry B. Wheatley. And this is an old set. It's pretty complete. I don't know where I got it. I've had it for years. As I've mentioned in my videos, I collect letters, diaries, memoirs, because I've been keeping a diary myself, an in-depth diary since I was in high school, since 1968. So I always like to collect the greatest diaries, and Samuel Pepys' diary is, he only kept it for 10 years. It's not his whole life. It's from 1659. Well, in the first volume, 1659 to 1664. There's volume 2, 1665 to 1669. So it's basically around just 10 years. So anyway, I've been looking at those and reading this biography of Claire Domain the last couple of days, looking at his diary, and then I'm going to do a buddy read with Adam at Mynors in September, and I got in the mail. We're going to do the Decameron by Giovanni, I forgot now. Boccaccio, I can't pronounce it. I just forgot how to pronounce it. Anyway, this is a translation out of Italian by G.W. Williams. And yeah, I've been looking at this, the introduction. I can't remember now how to pronounce it. Anyway, I've been looking at that. Got that in the mail. I have this in my library, A Short History of the Italian Literature by Robert R. not Robert R., Robert A. Hall Jr., and I've been reading a little section here on him. Chapter 8. I can't, for years I've been saying it and I can't not remember now. Anyway, I've been reading this. And I've been still reading The Luminaries, a novel by Eleanor Canton. I try to read a chapter a day of this. I've read 195 pages. I thought about doing a review of it, giving you a summary of what I've been reading. This was the winner of the Man Booker Prize in 2013. It was a New York Times notable book in 2013. I've been thinking a lot about this book and how I could do a review of it. Today I read online reviews of it. I looked at Goodreads, Amazon, and I still might in a upcoming video I might talk about it. As I said, it says back here, it is 1866 and Walter Moody has come to stake his claim in New Zealand's gold rush. On the stormy night of his arrival, he stumbles across a tense gathering of 12 local men who have met in secret to discuss a series of unexplained events. A wealthy man has vanished. A prostitute has tried to end her life. An enormous chest of gold has been discovered in the house of a luckless drunk. Moody is soon drawn into the network of fates and fortunes that is as complex and exquisitely ornate as the night sky. Richly evoking a mid-19th century world of shipping, banking, and gold rush boom and bust, The Luminaries is at once a fiendishly clever ghost story, a gripping page-turner, a reinvention of the lore and power of the Zodiac. So I don't know. I'm still reading it. I haven't got bored. I don't know if it's a page-turner. I haven't. Usually, I have to read at least 200 or 300 pages to really know if I really will stick with this novel. It's 800 pages, but it's not bad. Also, I've been reading still The Young Radicals in the War for American Ideas by Jeremy McCarter. And I got in the mail a new biography on the English writer who died, I think, in 1992. This is Angela Carter biography, The Invention of Angela Carter, a biography by Edmund Gordon. I've been wanting to get into her writings. I have her short story collection here, The Bloody Chamber and Other Stories. So I got this in the mail. I just like reading about writers, and she's been on my radar for a long time, and I want to start getting into her life and her writings. So I just gotten this in the mail today. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow. I'll be looking at, I read this before I go to bed, The Young Radicals. I read this in the afternoons. Been reading this off and on, checking it out. I can't pronounce it. Giovanni back. My mind just went blank. I don't know. And I've been really enjoying this biography and Samuel Pepys, The Unequalled Self by Clara Tomalin. Looking at his diaries, Pepys' diaries, or Pips, Spiritual Brotherhood, and looking at William Perkins on Jude, and writing in my diary and watching the birds and listening to some black metal, some death metal. Yeah, see, I got 2 CDs in the mail today. I got Goldwhore, Vengeful Ascension, and I got Suffocation of the Dark Light. So anyway, I got enough to keep myself busy, keep my mind going, keep my wheels spinning. You get my age, you just gotta keep going. So I hope you have a good weekend and a good read, and until next time, I do thank you for the new subscribers. Like I always say, I'm here because I'm a bookworm, and I love books, I love literature, I love writing in my diary, and I'm just keep on trucking. So until next time, bye.